Hello world, it is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance. It's a bright, beautiful, sunshiny day, but it's going to be a warm one. It was almost 70 degrees when I went running this morning at 6:45, and I think we were going to have some hot weather this week. Go from, within a couple of weeks, go from having the heat on to having the air conditioning on, but I guess that's life in the Midwest. The devotion for today is entitled Treasuring Jars of Clay by Donna Shaper. And Donna bases the devotion on 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7, New International Version. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. And then Donna writes, Ai Weiwei, the Chinese artist, once did a performance in which he smashed a Han Dynasty urn into smithereens. After throwing it down hard on the floor, he got out some Legos and attempted to rebuild it. He was trying to make an artistic point about death and resurrection. Clay treasures don't last. Also, he was trying to show us something about dogma and how dogma yields violence. It comes when people think they're right about something, or that something beloved must be permanent. I mourn all that's gone of Ukraine. I imagine how that beautiful country has been picked up and thrown down, smashing it into smithereens. Then I think of the people with nothing left but Legos. Some will never be able to go home. Others will try. What was an artist trying to do smashing a beautiful urn? Was the artist trying to make a point about community, about democracy? How terribly fragile it is? How terribly beautiful it is? How easy it is to take for granted? What if we were to pay attention to the beautiful clay today before it's thrown down by dogma that has turned to violence, before it's smashed by authoritarianism? What if we were to practice our freedom and make sure everybody could vote before it's too late? Before we too are left with Legos pertaining to be ancient urns? What if beautiful things like democracy and urns and maybe even Legos are all here to point us to the surpassing glory of the Almighty? And Donna's prayer. Oh God, teach us to resist authoritarianism whenever we smell it. Teach us to treasure that which is fragile and small and beautiful. Remind us to pay attention before it's too late. Amen. Well, a few things that ran through my mind as I was reading this devotion are, one is that how when we're so rigid in our thinking that we have all the answers and we have it right and we have nothing to learn from anyone else, how that yields violence. I think Jesus was always open to listening to people, hearing their stories, and maybe gently correcting them if he felt that we were going off path, or sometimes even getting angry and overturning tables to get attention. But he never hurt people. He never physically hurt anyone. It was always about healing and comforting and bringing people together. The other thing that I thought of as reading this devotion is how we should cherish every day, every life, everything we have. Not cherish it to the point where we want to keep it forever, but know that everything is impermanent. Nothing lasts. So enjoy it for what it is, especially the people around us. Because none of us get out of here alive. So why not cherish and love and care for one another with this short time that we really have? Well, I hope you have a good day. I hope you can stay cool. And I hope to see you tomorrow.